The number one comment on all of my recent YouTube videos has been, Elite, do some low budget trading methods, because we've been flipping some good cards, but they've been expensive cards. We've made profit, but not everybody has the budget to do that at all times. So let's take it back to square one. Let's go over some low budget trading methods that you can do, whether you have 1,000 coins or 3 million coins. So let's hop into it. Welcome back to another Trading to Glory video here on YouTube. Today, we are obviously covering some low budget trading methods. We're going to hop right into it. All I ask in return is hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And here's the first trading method that I really enjoy in FIFA. So what I like to do is I go over to FODDER and I look for cards that are used in squad building challenges. As you guys can see on this screen here, we've got a lot of players that are non-rare, and I scrolled over a couple pages and they're all going for about 1,000 to 1.2K. And the reason for that is simply squad building challenges, especially the daily SBC that we saw a few days ago, Clash of Titans, which is a very high chemistry SBC, which makes players go up more. If you only need 50 chemistry on a squad building challenge, what you'll see is a lot more people will do that squad building challenge straight up with players from their team. That's why marquee matchups doesn't really increase the price of too many different cards going into dropping that SBC. They really just stay the same price, other than maybe a couple of teams like, you know, Bayern, PSG, if there's a certain requirement for how many players you need from those teams. But realistically, it doesn't raise the price of individual players. Like a daily SBC with 95 or 100 chemistry needed, that's what's going to bring up the prices. And what happens to these cards is they go up and down every couple of minutes. In every couple of hours. It's hard to kind of see it on the FODDER graphs, but if you take a look at some of these guys, and it'll take you a few tries to find a card that you really like. But looking at this, we can take a look at this guy, Connor Goldson, and he is 1,200 coins right now. It shows the second cheapest at 1,500, the third cheapest at 2,000, and the next two cheapest at 2,400. Now, the reason he's so expensive at this current time, 44 minutes ago, that is because he probably in one of these squad building challenges right here, where you sort by cheapest on PS4, you go no loyalty. He's probably in one of these solutions, right? Well, once the card get registered at 2,400, well, no longer that SBC will be listed as the cheapest, and it'll fall back out of the list and nobody will be clicking on it, right? And then he'll drop back down. And once it's low in price again, it'll eventually become the cheapest SBC again. So you see it go up and down just because of FODDER, right? If you take a look at his card, you can see yesterday he fluctuated a lot. He went from about 900 coins up to 1,800. He went back down to 1,000. He went up to 3,700, right? There's different points in the day where he's going for more than he normally does. Today, he's already done that. He went from 700 to 1,700. If you bought 100 of those, you just doubled your coins in an hour, right? He went back down to 650, shot up to 3,500. And now he's going back down, right? I'd assume because that was 44 minutes ago and he's listed at 1,200. So he's probably on his way back down in price. With that being said, we can go over to the transfer market and take a look at Connor Goldson and see what he's currently going for. So if he's going for over 1,200 coins, we know we don't want to buy him for 1,200. We want to get him for less than 1,000. Right now, he's going for less than 900, which is looking great. 750, 800. So he's about 850 coins. Is that the lowest he'll get? Maybe not. But it's a decent price because we know at certain points he sells for well over this price. In fact, I don't think it'll be too hard for him to double from 850 to 1,700. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and buy a bunch of these cards for 850 coins. And we're just going to go ahead and put those all on the transfer list. All of these Goldsons will go on the transfer list. All right, you can buy as many as you're confident in buying. You can spend all of your coins on it, or you can just buy a few like I just did. It'll help you out either way. What we're going to do is we're going to wait maybe a few minutes, see if he starts to rise again, and then we're just going to sell him on for hopefully about 1,700 coins. So that's what we got with Connor Goldson. So now we have a full transfer list there of about 8 Connor Goldson. So let's see if we can find another card like him. So he worked out really well. He was the first one we found, but that might not always be the case. We might not find a great card every single time when we search for it. So right here you can see we've got a full list of these guys, and we'll take a look at, let's go with Coletta Carr and see what he's going for. So he's a Marseille defender at 1,100 coins, and if we take a look at what he was yesterday, looks like he goes from 850 to 1,300. To 1,300, back down to 850. 850 to 1,300. So there's about 500 coins of profit to be made with that card. 750, 1,100. Not quite as volatile, all right? But if we can keep track of that card, we might be able to find some good deals on him and be able to flip him for nearly double the price. Already profit on that card. It wouldn't be a bad one to try out, but I'm looking for something that's even better. Iniesta, nah. Kokchu, that might be a good one. 1,100 as well. Let's see what he was yesterday. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's a really good one. See how this card went from 700 to 3,700, back down to 700, up to 2K, back to 850, up to 3K? That's a good one. He's currently 1,100, and it was updated very recently, so that's probably still his price at 1,100 coins right there. But let's go ahead and see what he is on the market right now. And if he's up in price, we're not going to buy him, all right? If he's over 1,100, we're not going to buy him. But if he's down at like 850 or below, then we might want to pick him up. Kokchu, 1,100, 950. He's not listed for less than 1,100 right now. There is one there for 600 that I wasn't even able to snipe. So somebody else is obviously looking at this card right now. Probably doing a similar trading method to me, but you can see how there's only 30 minutes listed at 1,100, a couple getting listed for 1,000 right now, but I'll keep an eye on Kokchu, and the way I'll do that is I'll just add one of my transfer targets so I don't forget him, or you can just write down his name on your notes, do whatever you got to do, and we'll keep track of his price. If he gets down to 850 or less, I'm going to go ahead and buy 10 or 20 of them, or maybe 100, because that looks like a really good card to do it with. So let's go ahead and head back over to FUTBIN, and we are going to take a look at a few more cards before we move on to our next trading method. And then as the video goes on, we're going to start getting a little bit higher and higher in budget, because we've still got some things to talk about in today's episode, all about the investments for Team of the Week 4, which is still dropping, going into Weekend League, all that good stuff. The next one we'll take a look at, I like the off nations because I feel like they spike a lot harder. I feel like they spike a lot harder. Ritsu Doan. Let's try him. From Japan, 1,100. Let's see. Yeah, there was a spike, but it wasn't like up and down. It was like one big spike, so I'm not going to go ahead and invest in him. Let's find something else. Maybe go to page 2. See if we can find something on here. Shaqiri, Kariko, Gomes. Nah. This guy. Let's try Tronair from Feyenoord here. 1,500 currently. How much does he spike? 750. 1,800. Just a simple spike on him. Nothing crazy. Don't like that one either. Daniel Munoz. Ooh, that could be a good one. 1,400. I like this one because it gets real high. 4,300. Can see that initial spike that it did, up and down, up and down. That's one of the cards that I like. Over the last few hours, it's been pretty stagnant, but it's only a matter of time before it just spikes up again. So for 1,400, we probably don't want him for that much. If we can get him for 1,000 or less, we're looking good. So his name was Daniel Munoz. Let's see if we can find one of him. Daniel Munoz. There we go. And what's he going for currently? 1,400 is what it said. 1,300 has been listed quite a bit. It doesn't look like it's going to be much cheaper than that. There's one for 700. There's another for 1,100 right there. So we'll pick one up for 700. We're not going to sell it for 1,100, even though we could make profit on it right now. We are going to look for a little bit more than that on that card. But I would also love to get more than just a few of him. I want to get like 10. If we can get him for 1,000 or less, let's see what he's on bid. There's not too many options on bid. Maybe if we compare price, there'll be more options. Sometimes if you compare price, you get more options, just like what just happened right there? I searched for bids. It didn't show me any good ones. 47 minutes remaining. You compare price, you'll get some more bids. That's a really good tip if you guys didn't know that, because the market just doesn't show you everything this year. It's not very effective. EA have messed it up quite a lot. So we'll see how many we can get of these at 700 coins. Or 750 or even 800. I'd spend up to 1,000. I know I can get over 2K for this card at a certain point over the next few hours. Looks like we're already getting outbid on a few of them though, so we'll see how many we end up getting. All good if we don't get too many of them though. And let's go ahead and check his price one more time. And there's another for 800, so we take that and put it on our transfer list. So far in this video, guys, I know I've been kind of showing you how to do it more than I've been actually trying to trade with it. But if you can take into consideration the amount of profit we can make with these cards, I mean, with the Goldson, that's going to go from 850 to at least 1,700. So we're already making like almost 1,000 coins per card on those. And then Munoz, we know, goes over 2K. At points, he hit 3,000 and 4,000 coins. So we can see if we can end up making like 2,000 coins on each of those cards. And you can see how quickly these coins will rack up for you guys. Obviously, you're going to want to have a couple thousand coins to keep this in rotation, because you're going to want to have some cards on your transfer list waiting for them to go up. You're going to have some cards selling, and you're going to have some cards that you're still buying, right? So it's a continuous rotation where you continue to build up the coins. So if you're starting with 5,000 or less, it'll work, but it'll be slow to start, okay? Once you get up to 20 to 30 and 50,000 coins, this becomes very quick process, and you'll just continue to do this trading method, and it'll speed up for you pretty much exponentially in terms of how quickly you can make profit with this the squad building challenge method. So that's one of my favorite low budget trading methods to use right now. I think it is way better than any other low budget trading method to do right now, although I have heard a lot of good things about, one, the bronze pack method, right? People have actually been using the bronze pack method, selling a lot of these bronze packs back on to the market, whether you get yourself a player that's actually going for a lot, selling the consumables, basically doing, you know, grabbing every bit of value from the pack. Haber actually tweeted out that he made 13,000 coins on the bronze pack method in about a half hour of grinding. So it works. It's a little bit slow, but if you do have very low amounts of coins, it could work. A-Gun, a 64 rated goalkeeper, it's probably not going to sell for more than 200, but if somebody bids 150 or buys it for 200, that's already half of your pack left. If all three of them sell for 200 coins, guys, then you're going to make your coins and then some already back on the pack. The unfortunate part about it is there aren't any 400 coin SB or bronze packs this year, so it's a little bit more difficult to make the coins on those. Wisla Krakow, the badge is probably not extinct, but it's telling me it's extinct. I imagine that the compare price just isn't working, but I'll list that card onto the market. I'll send it to the transfer list, see what it goes for. So these are all really low budget methods that'll end up working for you. In fact, guys, I used the SBC filter, that trading method, on I believe it was Tuesday. When the new SBC came out and everything flew up in price, I used it and I made about 150,000 coins in about 2 hours. So it's very effective, especially when new SBCs come out. But even while they're out later in the day or a couple days later, as long as those SBCs are still active, then it'll work. Okay. If the SBCs get taken off of the game, it won't work anymore, but there's always advanced SBCs as well. So that's what you would do for the bronze pack method. Just try to get as much of the value out of the pack as possible. And if you even quick sell some of these cards, like here, 700 coins. And I assume they probably go for like 150, 200. I'm just not about to do the bronze pack method for you guys on this video, just because it is slow. It'll take a while, but it is effective. So I just wanted to show you how to do it. It's very simple. You just got to look for the value in every single one of the cards, and if you get lucky, you might even pack a card that's going for like 2,000 or 3,000 coins. And in the past, when League SBCs drop, sometimes you'll pack a card that's going for like 10,000 coins. So once League SBCs drop, that could end up being a very good strategy as well. So one thing I also want to talk about, this is something that was in our Ultimate Trading Guide, was the gold pack method. Okay, this is something I haven't done much of at all. It's basically where you're trying to get all the value out of a 7.5K pack, and you're trying to profit off of that over time, okay? And it's very hard to do, and it's probably not going to work unless a new SBC is out, okay? But when that SBC dropped, every one of these main nation off-league players skyrocketed to like 7,000 to 10,000 coins. So there were so many non-rare cards that had great value that if you opened one of these and had a good pack, you could end up making 20K off of non-rares alone, and that doesn't include the fact that you can end up getting a shadow card or let's go ahead and actually preview this pack. I don't remember what I packed in it. Lecomte, you know, this card would probably, when that SBC drop, would probably be about 3,000 coins. In fact, it's still over 1,000. So you can tell that some of these cards have value alone right there. And then if you end up getting yourself a shadow card, and there's obviously the chance you actually pack a good card too. So over time, that can work. It probably wouldn't work right now, but in the future, guys, when those SBCs drop, that's probably the best time to open packs. And you can make yourself profit on those, and it's fun to do. All right, that's the bottom line. It's really fun to do. So that's why I like it so much, is because it's basically you're opening packs for almost free, right? You're getting your value back in every pack, and you'll always have the chance of packing yourself something insane, right? So that's why I like that method. Not necessarily for a huge amount of profit, but for the potential huge amount of profit. It might work out for somebody and you'll get lucky. And in the end, even if you lose yourself 10,000 coins after you open 20 packs, that was worth at least giving it a go. So as we go into some of the higher budget stuff to end today's video, we're going to take a look at Teo Hernandez. We're going to talk about the supply of Team of the Week 4 and how crazy it has been. I haven't invested in any of them, and you'd expect them to rise out of packs, but for the first time this year, and for the first time in any previous year, cards are dropping hard while they're out of packs. Teo Hernandez all the way down to 175,000 coins. He is going down quickly. He went down to 180. He went back up to 190. Now he's back down to 175. The supply of him is pretty insane. And I was not going to expect this card to get down to 175. Definitely wasn't expecting it, but it has happened. Because of that supply and the no loss glitch, it really threw the market through a loop, and that's why these cards are down so low. So the question is, will it ever recover? And at this point, guys, we're looking at all these new promos dropping. Road to the Knockouts, the Halloween promo, whatever Scream promo they're going to do. And then Black Friday, we're going to have so much more supply dropping. And on top of that, the more important part, you're going to see more special cards drop. Eventually, you know, you might see a Spinazzola get a card. In fact, I even think somebody talked about a left back. I think it might have been a left back RTTK card, a Mavi, was it? I'm not sure who it was. It might have been a Mavi, but I cannot confirm that. But there's one like left back French card that's been leaked, and that could affect Teo Hernandez's price as well, because if it ends up getting another option and people have another option, maybe it's a lot cheaper or maybe it's even better than that, Teo Hernandez will drop even further. Not because of supply coming out of packs, but because of people taking him out of their team, listing it on the market and buying something else instead to save themselves coins or make their team better. Once there's other options, it's never a good thing for any card that's out of packs. So just because it's out of packs doesn't mean necessarily that it will rise forever. As you guys can see, we're up to 2.8 million coins because of the fact that we made profit on last weekend. Even while the market was dropping, we used that Frankie de Jong, and we made ourselves near 500,000 coins on him alone, along with some other trades that we did. And I actually upgraded my team for the first time this year. We had our budget Serie A squad. I was using that 50K team for a while, and now we've upgraded to this team. Now, here's the thing. Ousmane Dembele, I know I'm going to lose coins on. This is a card at about 58,000 coins that will drop hard. There's a few cards that we've already seen that are meta, that people like to use a lot, that have dropped hard in the last week. Well, what did I sell? Oh, right. So some of these bronze cards are already selling on the market. You can see how effective that bronze pack method can actually be. But the Dembele, I'll tell you exactly why this card has done so well and why it's not going to continue forever. Like Bruno Fernandes, who actually dropped from 120,000 coins to 60K in about 5 days. It's going to happen to Ousmane Dembele sometime soon, I'd imagine. So me holding on to him, I know I'm going to lose coins. I'm literally just using him because I want to use him, and I'm okay with losing a few coins on my team. But I know he's going to drop. This is the type of card that has had the link to Fekir. It's had the link to Benzema. It's had a great link to so many cards that have been hyped up recently, and people have built teams around him. Eventually, that Fekir card's going to go out of the squad building challenge. That Benzema is going to go out of the squad building challenge. So everybody that has Fekir and Benzema, they have Dembele. All right? And everybody that doesn't have Fekir and Benzema can't go do that SBC anymore. And if they can't go do that squad building challenge anymore, they're not going to have any more demand for this Dembele. That's why Dembele has held his price so well for so long. But once that complimentary link is taken away, it will start to drop. And then, eventually, it's going to get outdated, right? The people that have Benzema will replace Benzema with a better striker. And believe it or not, Fekir, even if he is so good right now, people will eventually replace him, right? And then Dembele is just going to slowly drop in price pretty consistently, though. It might not happen in 1 day or 2 days, but it will drop pretty low. It'll go from 60,000 coins to 30K, probably, in my opinion, in the next 3 weeks, if it takes that long, because we've seen how quickly cards have been dropping this year with supply. I think give it 3 weeks, it'll half in price. And that's my hot take for right now. And it's similar to De Jong, guys. Similar to De Jong. Here's the thing about De Jong. He's been leaked for the new RTTK promo. This De Jong has been. So people have been buying him thinking, okay, he's going out of packs. This card's going to go up in price. It's actually at 116,000 coins, which is a little bit high from what it was earlier today. Okay, so everybody thinks this De Jong's going out of packs. It's gonna skyrocket, right? It's gonna go out of packs for a week. The supply is gone. Okay, is the supply really gone though? Let's ask ourselves. The supply is getting taken out of packs, but that doesn't mean the supply is gone. Where else is supply going to come from? People's teams. If Frankie De Jong gets an upgraded card, depending on how much it is, people will take this De Jong out of their team, and they will buy the new one. And then that gold card will get put on the market. That is supply. On top of that, this De Jong card has been invested in quite a bit, and it's also been in packs for over 4 weeks now. So getting taken out of packs for a week, yeah, the supply does get taken away a little bit, but there's so many people that have invested in him. There's so many people that have him just sitting in the club that the supply is not completely taken away like we saw with Felipe Anderson in week 2. That card was only in packs for about 6 or 7 days, right? And then it got taken out of packs, and people had sold everything that they got in the first week because they needed coins. So nobody had an extra Felipe Anderson just sitting around. It was only the people who invested in him, and that was it. So he obviously skyrocketed in price from 2,000 coins up to 10K, and we made our bank. Now everybody saw that, and they were like, okay, well, we're going to do that with every other card for the next few weeks, and it's going to work every time. No, it's not going to work every time. In fact, it's going to work less and less and less and less every single week. There will be cards that do work, but it becomes less efficient every single week because more people will have them in their club. Now, one of the reasons that the squad building challenge that dropped, Clash of Titans, had such a big effect on the market, right? You might think, well, why didn't everybody just have a gold Brazilian center back in their club? Well, it's because of this squad building challenge. Where is it? It might have been taken away already. Hold on. It's the 75 plus SBC. I think it's out of packs now, but it was the 75 plus player pick SBC that was out a few days ago. Everybody submitted all of that supply of their non-rare golds into that SBC and in hopes to pack themselves an Mbappe. So everybody took that supply out of their club. So the next SBC that ended up dropping, needing a bunch of non-rare gold cards, it skyrocketed the market, and the market inflated a ton. So I want you guys to leave this video understanding that supply doesn't only come from packs. There's a reason why Theo Hernandez's inform has dropped. There's a reason that Ousmane Dembele and De Jong especially, will drop even when he goes out of packs. Yes, he will drop even when he's out of packs. So that is what I want to leave you guys with today. Hopefully you understand supply a little bit more. Hopefully you understand low budget trading methods, especially that SBC trading method that I showed you guys at the beginning of today's video. And if you do, make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. That got blurry because I put my finger in front of the camera. But today, if you made it to the end of the video, a longer video for sure, I want to make sure I know who the OGs are that made it to the end. So comment the word, I can't think of a vegetable off the top of my head, so we're going to go with kiwi. Comment the word kiwi down below. We'll go back to fruits. Comment the word kiwi in the comment section below, or you can use an emoji, whatever it is. Maybe fit into a sentence. Be discreet about it. All right, whatever you got to do. I'll make sure to heart every single one of those comments with the word kiwi in it. And thank you guys again. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace out.